Hi, I'm Jim Stevens from Softion. In this week's Logistics Insights podcast, a look at the top 10 catalysts for adoption of a new WMS. We'll discuss those WMS project drivers in just a second.
This podcast is brought to you by Softion, providing innovative solutions for warehouse management, warehouse execution, and distributed order management. Softion, delivering supply chain success every time.
It may be a mature market space, but by all counts, the market for new warehouse management systems remains strong. There are, in fact, a wide number of potential factors that drive companies to look for a new WMS solution, which we have handily grouped into 10 different logistics scenarios. So, the Logistics Insights podcast from Softion says you might need a new WMS if, number 1, you are experiencing rapid growth. As companies expand, especially mid-sized companies that are growing at very high rates, order fulfillment can quickly become an issue. While logistics costs are usually rising faster than sales for companies in this situation, as distribution processes become increasingly inefficient, the even more critical issue is often customer service. High-growth companies reach a point where they can no longer fulfill orders predictably without a new infusion of technology in the DC. Number 2, you're opening a new DC. Obviously, if you're opening a new distribution facility, that building will need some kind of WMS to help operate it. Because of that, the new building offers an opportunity to consider whether it is time to look at a potential new WMS provider versus whatever system is the incumbent solution at other company facilities. This would be doubly true if the new DC will operate significantly differently, for example in terms of automation versus existing DCs. Number 3, you're making significant logistics strategy changes. Sometimes a company's business or distribution strategies change in such a way that its existing WMS or other distribution center technology simply is not sufficient for the job. One example is a merger or acquisition, in which a combined distribution operation emerges with significantly different requirements. Other examples might be moving from plant-based distribution to a consolidated mixing center approach. Can your current WMS support these new logistics and supply chain strategies? The DC should not be the limiting factor, as one major industrial and consumer products company found out several years back when its network strategy temporarily failed when the current WMS couldn't support the great increase in cross-dock requirements. Number 4, you have or are consolidating facilities. The ebb and flow of business always means some companies are consolidating distribution facilities. In general, outside of e-commerce fulfillment, we see an overall trend towards fewer, larger DCs. If the combined DC is larger, it may present savings opportunities in such areas as task interleaving and other advanced capabilities that can justify a new WMS where it might not be so for smaller facilities. Number 5, you want to significantly increase DC automation. Many companies are looking at really ramping up their levels of automation in the DC to reduce costs, increase throughput from an existing DC, and or to alleviate labor headaches and other issues. In those cases, homegrown or second-tier WMS technology is rarely up to the task. So there you have it, 5 key drivers of new WMS adoption. We'll be back in the next episode of Logistics Insights with the other half of our top 10. You can find out more at Softion.com. For Softion, this is Jim Stevens. Thanks for listening.